Meditation is at 6:30 and service is at 7 by Zoom. And you can find the Zoom link on our website, oaklandcsl.org, under the services tab. Join our 2024 daily community spiritual practice using the Abundance book, 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price. Today we are on the 28th day of the program using the 8th affirmation in the book. Follow along daily in the order the affirmations appear. Our nonprofit partner for November is Unity Through Creativity Foundation, and their mission is to create a world that is compassionate, connected, and creative. They have a project called the Singing Tree Mural Project, and I believe their facilitator, Leslie Rain, welcome, is here, and she is going to come up and tell us more about the project. Did you want to come say something about the project? Am I putting you on the spot? All right, welcome. Come on up.
Okay, good morning. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you to my friend Nikki Royce for inviting me and for everyone inviting me. So, I guess, lovely. Okay. We'll stay here for a little while. So my name is Leslie Ryan. I am a certified Singing Tree Mural Facilitator with Unity Through Creativity. Our vision for the world is a world that is connected, compassionate, and creative. The Singing Tree Mural Project is a peace-building through arts program, and we use visual arts and storytelling to help heal divided communities. Each collaboratively made mural is in response to a community challenge. These murals seek to find solutions to problems and to spark innovative action. So far, there are 140 murals around the world with contributions made by 24,000 people from 52 countries. There are a dozen facilitators, and we work with youth, adults, elders. We work in schools and universities. We've done mural projects with businesses, with religious and spiritual organizations, all kinds of community-based organizations and even government agencies. In addition to teaching skills, artistic skills, this is a leadership program, so we incorporate elements of peace literacy, STEAM, conversational intelligence, restorative justice practices, and neurobiology. So before I start, we'll just stay here. I just want to tell you a little bit about the founder, Lori Marshall, and the genesis of the Singing Tree Project. The project was inspired in 1999 by a schoolgirl named Meredith Miller in Pennsylvania, who said to her art teacher, or her classroom teacher, after the class had completed a mural, she said, "This makes me so happy. Wouldn't it be wonderful if the whole world could make a painting together?" And this really resonated with Lori Marshall because she's an inspired educator, she's an activist, and she's a lifelong Quaker. And the idea of making murals that could transcend disconnection and isolation was just very, very compelling. They are called singing trees based on a book of the same name, but I won't go into the story because there's not time for that, but come see me and I'll tell you the story afterwards if you'd like to come by the table. But mainly there is an important element. The most important element is the tree. Murals all have trees and forests on there, because we honor them for their mutuality, for the fact that they are all interdependent. Trees support hundreds of forms of life, and they celebrate diversity, right? No monocrop. Okay, so first slide, please. Oh, that's not the first slide. Okay, I don't know. Let's see, there we go. This is a picture of last March at the Bioneers Conference in Berkeley. Some of you may be familiar with Bioneers. This was at the Youth Center. These are 30 young people from about 15 to 30, maybe 25 years old, most of whom have never met each other. We sat in Sacred Circle, and I asked them, "What breaks your heart?" And interestingly enough, and overwhelmingly, three things came to mind: the denial of reproductive freedom, the land and habitat destruction, and climate injustice. They each drew a study, a piece of paper, of an idea. We talked about imagery, we talked about symbolism. What did they want this mural to look like given that theme? And they told their stories and they shared ideas. Next one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Perfect. So over the course of 6 hours, so this was, they made a mural in 6 hours' time, and it's called The Singing Tree of Reproductive Freedom That Restores Mother Earth. And these teens and young adults, you know, they are our next generation of creative thinkers and compassionate leaders, and their emergent wisdom just gives me so much hope for the future. Okay, next one, let's try, nope, it would be a group of it would be a group of children painting an orange board. Well, let's see. No, eventually we'll get there. Well, anyway, you can see what's going on with these different projects. Maybe I'll just speak about them. This is a case of real life, right? Real tools, real impact. You know, these kids feel so empowered. Now, well, we're going to put together a mural. Many of them are done on 4x8 sheets of plywood that are hinged together. So they're either, 4x8, 8x16, whatever. So they have to prepare the boards, and we teach them how to use power tools. This is an example of after the kids all work together, they individually have their own pictures of what they want to see on the mural, and then they have to I take all of their ideas and I make a master drawing, and then I say, oh, here's the master drawing, and you have to scale it up. So this is where the STEAM project part of this comes in. There's a lot of, these are 6th graders, and I worked with their classroom teacher, and we incorporated a lot of math, a lot of science, a lot of social studies. The theme, and this was exactly a year ago, they were very disturbed. These are 11 and 12-year-olds, and they were kind of disturbed about what was going on in Gaza. And, but they didn't really know how to articulate their feelings, and so the social studies teacher, or the teacher and I, really put together, I think, a very compassionate way to kind of just present what's going on and what are the main things that concern you. You know, well, we want peace and we want justice for everyone. Okay, so this is going to be about peace and justice. So this is a slide of working on 3 panels with the kids. There were 27 6th graders who were on the lead design team. And their task was to design the mural, to put it on the panels, to paint it. The project involved the whole school, but we taught them everything from holding a paintbrush to the color wheel, color harmony. How do you make something look 3-dimensional with light and shadow? So yeah, they learned quite a lot. Nope, let's see if we can go back to the slide which shows the mural with these kids. I wanted to show that one. Oh, I'm sorry that they're out of order. Let's see. There's another one of the same thing that we just saw. Okay. Is there no other? Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm sorry that you can't see the final result of those 6th graders. They made a beautiful mural. And they honored the madrone tree. No, that's a different one. This is sort of interesting. But you know what? I might have to just bounce around. Let's just stop here, and we'll just talk about what comes up. All right. This is a singing tree that was made in 2017 in response to a lot of the false rhetoric of the election. We asked a group of multi-generational design team of, from 12 years old to 68, what makes America great? They wanted to honor a tree. What tree is that? We want the Statue of Liberty to be the tree. Okay, this is about, let's go. Yeah, right, whatever it is. Once they had painted everything, then we took this around to the other parts of the county, and people wrote down what the things that they felt were made America great. So I guess I'm running out of time. That's unfortunate. Can I just say 2 words about this one, because it's beautiful and it's in Oakland? This was a singing tree made in 2000 with Ames High School. It was made in collaboration with RJOY, which is the restorative justice for Oakland youth. Some of you might be familiar with RJOY. And this started during COVID. It took 11 months to complete this. It's very, very detailed. It's quite beautiful, and I believe it's up in the offices at RJOY. So anyway, I just want to wrap up real quick. I know that you have to go on with your program. I just want to say that I have some materials, more materials for you to look at. I hope you stop by the tables. If you are interested in being a singing tree facilitator, there is a certification program, and you do not need to be an artist. If you are a school, a company, an organization who might be interested in something like this, it can be sized up for your team, for team building, for whatever, all kinds of reasons. Come talk to me about that as well. And we believe that we can make, we can expand Martin Luther King Jr.'s beloved community one mural at a time. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful work that you do. It was lovely. Okay, a few more announcements. Oh, actually, before we leave that topic, there is still time to nominate nonprofit partners for 2025. You can do that on our webpage if you scroll down to nonprofit partners. Now, a few more announcements. The 5-session Women's Spiritual Empowerment Group continues with its next gathering after service today. Sign up on the groups page at oaklandcsl.org. My election intention is coming to a close with its last day tomorrow. Hopefully you've been tuning in vision and tuning out fear. It's been a beautiful wake-up routine for me, and you still have time to participate in the last day. Text 470-784-0250 to join. The OCSL Diversity Circle is proud to present an important program honoring a Holocaust survivor who will share her experience, followed by a discussion on Friday, November 8th, 3:30 to 4:45 via Zoom. The program is in conjunction with the Jewish Family and Children's Services Holocaust Center of San Francisco. Our website has the information to join. Reverend Mitch Austin will lead a workshop after service next Sunday, November 10th, from 1 to 3:30. Empowered Communication for Spiritual People. Anyone feel like they could work on their communication skills? Anyone know someone else who should work on their communication skills? Tell them to come. And then come yourself. Visit oaklandcsl.org under the Classes and Workshops page to register. The chair dedication campaign continues. Create your own plate inscription that will go on the back of one of these chairs in our sanctuary or social hall. There are 4 levels to choose from: platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. You can include yourself, family, friends, ancestors, or organizations in the dedication, or share lines with someone else to reduce the cost. You can find information on our events page. Our silent auction, our online silent auction with 32 auction items has been extended through November 10th. We welcome your bids for the great items that are available. It's lots of fun for our community, and more information is on the events page of our website. Oh, in the social
for
hall?
them to look.
Ooh, and then you get to see the items but go online to bid? Okay, you can go look at some of the items in the social hall after service. Fantastic. Excuse me? On stage in the social hall. All right. Lastly, the Spirit Treasure Bookstore is celebrating gratitude and abundance, kicking off the month of November. That's all the detail I have. You'll have to go look in there to see what that means, what they're doing with that theme. For all of this and more, you can find out more information on our website, oaklandcsl.org. Make sure you sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special updates and contents you'll only find by liking and subscribing. And you can visit csl.org to learn about what's happening with the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Organization. Now, if you are willing and able, if you would stand with me, we'll recite our vision and mission statement. The vision of Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. So it is. Bringing Maureen French back up.
Good morning, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Maureen French. I'm your pulpit assistant today. I'm a practitioner here at OCSL, and I use she, they pronouns. I'm going to read some readings, and then we'll go into prayer. Maybe if we spent just a little time saying thank you for what we do have, we won't have so much time to dwell on what we lack. Gratitude, praise, and thanksgiving activate the divine laws of abundance. When the universe can see we are conscious of and grateful for what we have, it is activated to shower us with more. Even when it seems like the well is drying up, we can affirm, I can hardly wait to see the good that will come out of this. Ayanla Van Zant, Acts of Faith, October 4th. The fastest way to bring more wonderful examples of abundance into your personal experience is to take constant notice of the wonderful things that are already there. Esther Hicks. And let us pray. Just standing in the knowing that there is only one of us here and right now. That there is one mind, one consciousness that is flowing through each and every living thing. That right here and right now, we are coming together as that one consciousness. Choosing to be in this seat, having our feet firmly planted on the ground, allowing the seat to hold us. This Almighty God breathes our breath. It beats our heart. And we come together to celebrate that, to recognize that. To be grateful for the opportunity to be here, right now, in this time and space of great change, of great evolution. Raising our awareness as we open our hearts and our minds to hear the word of Spirit, to feed our minds and our hearts with what we need to hear, as we are part of this one. Recognizing the love that is everywhere present, the harmony that is within each and every one of us as we project it out into the universe. Standing in that oneness, standing in the truth of who we are. And that is harmony, balance, love, acceptance. Allowing the Spirit to move through each and every one of us in this very moment, communing together as that one mind, that one consciousness. Blessing everyone in service today, blessing Reverend Sunshine as she comes up and allows Spirit to work through her having her words fall on our hearts and our minds, expanding our consciousness, allowing us to be open and receptive to what it is we need to hear and to feel. I am so very grateful for this feeling of love and community, the connection that we are in this together. We are not alone, and that we are lifted up by that powerful presence that is ever and ever fulfilling us, sustaining us. I bless this service. I bless each and every one of us. And so it is.
Sunrise, I am the light, I am the moonrise, I am the night, I am the stars in the sky. My body's of the earth and my spirit knows how to fly, to turn through the cycles of my life, carrying and sharing this love. I am the sunrise, I am the light, I am the moonrise, I am the night, I am the stars in the sky. My body's of the earth and my spirit knows how to fly, to turn through the cycles of my life, carrying and sharing this love inside. Sunrise, I am the light, I am the moonrise, and I am the night, I am the stars in the sky. My body's of the earth and my spirit knows how to fly, to turn through the cycles of my life, yeah, yeah, carrying and sharing this love inside. I am the sunrise, I am the light, I am the moonrise, I am the night, I am the stars in the sky. My body's of the earth and my spirit knows how to fly, to turn through the cycles of my life, carrying and sharing this love inside. Oh, love inside. This love inside. Love inside.
Thank you. That's Omega Ray. We missed you when you weren't here. Omega Ray and our maestro, Kev Choice. Grand rising to you today. Isn't it a beautiful day to be alive? Yay, thank you for answering that question. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman. I'm the proud spiritual director of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, and I welcome each and every one of you, whether it's your first time, your next time, or some of you, it's been a long time. So welcome back. We have a beautiful service today. We've had lots of activities happening this weekend that I want to acknowledge. First off, let me start. Who was here last Sunday? Yes, quite a few of you. Hi, onliners, how you doing today? I am saying hello directly to you. And last week we had our Halloween costume, dress up Sunday, celebration, dancing, food, and all of that, and no stops were there. I am so delighted at how many people came dressed up. I think y'all were waiting for a costume party. And I heard you had a special guest, and she reported back and had a really good time. Goddess Mama Sunray had a really good time here today, I think, last week. It was really, really great. And so she wants to be invited back, by the way. She told me. I also want to acknowledge, as has been, I think, in the announcements, this is the weekend, the official weekend of Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, and we want to honor our ancestors. And I love honoring the ancestors. I have so many that I know of, and many that I know I stand on the shoulders of. Y'all know that too? Yes, and so let us just take a moment of pause. And I invite you to bring to mind and call out loud ancestors that you want to honor today. You too, onliners. And as I hear the whispers and the names coming, whether you say them or not, or allow them to simply be on your hearts, we hold space for you, ancestors. We give thanks for you. We bless you for your time here on earth with us, and as you are the beloved being that continues to live in our hearts, that lead and guide us. Blessed be. I want to acknowledge Native American Heritage Month also. Yay! Yay! When I looked this up, I noticed that there's a theme for 2024 for this, and it's affirming Native voices, visibility, leadership, and service. So we want to honor the perspectives of the American Indians, Alaska Natives, and whomever else fits in that category in their dedication and commitment to life. And I also want to acknowledge our big weekend. This was a big weekend for us. We had something Friday and Saturday, and we're not done yet because we're here on Sunday. So we're staying fit for today. And I just want to acknowledge, how many were here on Friday for the Evening of Blessings? Quite a few. Thank you for coming. We had, I don't know, about maybe 14 practitioners, Dodie and Dorothy, or so, and it was a beautiful, lovely, candlelit, prayer-filled space that, yes, right. And it's just a really beautiful time. And we are embodying the prayers now. Did you know that? It's infused in this space. Every time we pray up, every time. So we honor that tonight. And thank you especially. Will you stand up, please, Miss Dorothy Mendez? Stand up. Our emeritus practitioner, Dorothy Mendez, this was her last one as she passes the torch to Alice Knudsen. Will you stand up? Alice Knudsen is taking over the lead of Ministry of Prayer, so thank you for the Evening of Blessings. We certainly appreciate it. And last night, right here in this very sanctuary, we had our Sound Waves of Love, a sound experience concert. How many were here? Oh, quite a few of you. Thank you for being repeat customers, for those of you who were. And thanks for everybody who had anything to do with putting that together. It took a lot of volunteers. You know, I like to acknowledge people. If you had anything to do with either of these events, will you please stand? We want to acknowledge you. Thank you so much. And a big faux pas on my part that I want to acknowledge publicly, I put out a printed program for last night's event that just gave a little bio of the three artists. Destiny Mohammed was on harp, Ward Spangler was on gongs and percussion instruments, and we had beautiful on the singing bowls, Arlene Hairston, who, by the way, those of you who know Jackie Hairston, Jacqueline, I think is Hairston, beautiful pianist, that they're cousins. We got that cleared up last night. At any rate, we put out a printed program, and on the back of it, we had acknowledgments, and I left off an important name. And so I want to give thanks for, I don't see him in the audience, Steve Carter, our operations coordinator, who did so much not only for that event, but for others. So let's give Steve and all the volunteers a hand. So we're in an important time right now, as you know. We have an election going on, a national election that comes up on Tuesday. How many of you have already voted? Whoa, most of you. How many like you, like me, have yet to vote? We still have time. Okay, I'm not by myself. Please do. And so it's important. And we've been praying it up. That's why we've been doing the 100 days of mindful practice and intention. So I want us to just take a moment for us to just send some love for the election as a collective in the beloved community. Let's just go into our hearts and let heart, you know that heart emoji? Have you ever seen the heart emoji, the new one on Zoom, which I love? If you do a heart emoji on Zoom, there's one that amplifies, and it just fills your whole square. I think of them as rounds, but fills the whole thing with hearts. So if you just think of all these hearts coming out and going up for the election, let's just take a moment, shall we? We are knowing right and perfect outcome. We are knowing right and perfect process. We are knowing peace and harmony, goodwill and compassion and love. Thank you. Blessed be. I have the opportunity for a special acknowledgement right now. May I give you my earring, please? I don't want it to hit. Thank you so much. I'd like to call forth practitioner Dylan McClintock, who did meditation this morning. Dylan, as he comes up, I'm going to fill the space and let you know why I'm acknowledging Dylan today, because he has now reached emeritus status as a practitioner, which means that is 20 years as a practitioner, a licensed practitioner, and that's a big deal in our movement. And the blessing of this community, I haven't counted them up yet, but I really need to count up how many emeritus practitioners we have. I'd say we probably have about 8, at least. And what happens is, as you're still active in the community, but you don't really have to do some of the things that you used to do, but here at this center, they keep doing it. You know why? It's because it's a heart of service. You know about a heart of service, don't you? Thank you for your presentation, by the way. I look forward to meeting you afterwards. It's about service. And what I love about Dylan is that Dylan has made a choice for, how long have you been traveling around? 7. For the last 7 years, he's traveled around the world, maybe not every country, but around the world several times. And he comes for a little while, and while he's here, he loads up on his meditation and his pulpit assistant and helping out. He was here helping yesterday. How can I help? Just doing what he can for his spiritual community and otherwise. And what he does is every one of these countries that he goes to, he finds the temples and the sacred places, and he goes there to meditate and be a part of the culture. That's what it is to be a spiritual practitioner, is to take it with you wherever you go and to be and learn and grow. So it is my honor and pleasure to give you this 20-year pin. He already has all 4 of them on here, but now he gets another one. Congratulations. We have a few more of those coming up here soon. We are finishing up our 8th round, you saw on the slide, of the Abundance book by John Randolph Price. We have had daily, even if you haven't done it daily, you've been in the consciousness of abundance since January 1st. That is amazing. I can't tell you how many people have told me the good things that have happened that I know we can contribute to this, myself included. So I like to take the opportunity for us to read together the affirmation for the day. And it's not just reading it. It's reciting it. We believe it. That's a part of our spiritual principle. Only if you're willing to declare that. And so I want to also give you a tip that for 2025, I already have a sense of a book that we can do together. So get ready. I need to talk to Linda in the bookstore to get her ready. So y'all gear up so that we can finish this out. We have one more round, and then we're going to go on to 2025. So if you're willing, you can stand up if you want. Name and claim this. Let us do this together, if we will. My consciousness of the Spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire, and so it is. And some people have said, that's old language. The locusts, like, what does that mean? But y'all know what it means. Y'all know what it means. And so it's the spirit of that energetic that we focus on. So we follow the global themes of Centers for Spiritual Living. And for this year, it is Grand Rising. Yes. Looking forward to being in the new, to creating the new. And that is what we need in order to make it a world that works for all. So we're in November. We worked Power to the People over, didn't we? But now we're moving to abundance. You get it? Abundance. Abundance. And today's topic is life is sweet. Let it rise. I had a good time with this one. Spirit did. So the qualities that I'm talking about today, I like to mention these so that you can focus on them and pick them up and work with them this week. Awareness, acceptance, flow, as in the river, surrender, openness, choice, release, and gratitude. I love it. So I break that down. Abundance. When I think of abundance, I think of plenitude. I had to look that word up to make sure it was a real word, but if it's not, it's okay. I like making up words. It is a real word. Plenitude, overflow, surplus, opulence. It's the opposite of lack and limitation. We know what abundance is. I say these things to you because many people think of abundance or prosperity in terms of money. And it includes money, but it's not just about money. I don't want you to miss your blessing. You know, the breath of life is full with abundance. If you think about it, right? How many times do you have to breathe to stay alive? Isn't that a lot? It's opulent. So it's a matter of how we look at it. This is a great time for us to kick off our 2025 pledge campaign, which Reverend Jerry has been talking about and will talk to you more about in a little bit, because we're focused on this 40-day prosperity plan. So we get more. It's the more of God that we're looking for. You know, if we believe that God is abundance and is opulence, then that means we are too, right? So what we focus on and what we give attention to is what we can call into our lives. So we have to remind ourselves to not focus on the fear. It's so easy to focus on those things that are going on out there in the world. That's why we have our spiritual practices to remind us to be centered. It's okay to stray away, but don't stay there. Come back to the center. So that's what we're doing there. And our pledge campaign focuses on, which I like the way the two are linked together. Reverend Jerry chose to brilliantly pattern our pledge campaign after the 2025 global themes. Brilliant. I serve on that team. It is rising higher, growing deeper. Don't you love that? Rising higher, growing deeper. Stretching to the sky, down to the infinite core of the earth. So that is what we're looking for today. And the topic today is what? Let it rise. Life is sweet. So the two connect. We're focusing on the more in God. And I have, Reverend Jerry, a couple of things that are testimonials. I know you're going to be asking for them. I have my own testimonials. Last week, unexpectedly, you know, that's how your good comes sometimes. Did you know that? If we focus on the truth, if we focus on those things that we want, it comes from all different ways. Y'all had that? It's like, whoa, where'd that come from? I didn't see that coming. You don't have to see it coming. Because if Spirit relied on us, we wouldn't get anything. Sometimes we don't, right? Because our view is so myopic, isn't it? It knows what it's doing if we surrender and trust. So out of the clear blue last week or the week before, someone texts me, I've known them for many years, from one of our sister communities. And it said, I just want you to know that I just set up a reoccurring tithe to Oakland Center for Spiritual Living so that I could support your ministry. They said, I'm set where I am. I'm not leaving where I am. And I support you. Do you see that? But listen, they're supporting me, but through supporting me, they're supporting us. You see how beloved community works? I was so excited and tickled I didn't know what to do. And then in the mail, I get 3 different envelopes from Social Security Administration. I'm saying, oh my goodness, like why? 3. And each one said that I got this unexpected, I don't know how I missed it, retirement benefit from 3 different employers. I was like, really? Like, wait a minute. You know how you have to catch yourself? Like if you get anything from a government agency, you start making up the story before you even know what the story is. Oh my God. Them again, right? You know how we, and I couldn't do that. I read it and I read it a couple of times. I was like, oh, this is what abundance does. This is what it does. And I know y'all have lots of stories too, but when we talk about abundance, I just had to, and the timing of it just was so great. We have to look for our good and notice it. because sometimes we are so focused on what we don't have that we miss what we do have. And as a matter of fact, I was one of the practitioners that prayed in the evening of blessings. And somebody came and sat in my seat. It was lovely, by the way. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And it was just spirit in motion. They came and they said, you know what? I had a whole list of things I was coming tonight to pray for. And then what it dawned on me, they said, is that I just need to focus on gratitude. So I'm not here to pray for those things. I'm here to just stand in gratitude. You see how it shifted? That is trust. That is focus. I'd love for us to all do that as often as we can. That's why I chose the readings that Maureen read. When we focus on the good, we experience more of it. When we focus on those things that are not so good, we magnify that too. Y'all have heard that. And this thing called perspective has been really working with me around, I always talk about flip it. Flip it, meaning when you're aware that you're saying things that could sabotage your good. Catch yourself and then flip it. Neutralize what you just said and shift it to the positive. You can shift your perspective. So even if something horrible is happening in your affairs, and I'm not about denial, we have to acknowledge the things that are happening, right? I'm trying to have us all, myself included, look at our perspective of that thing and watch what stories we're telling about it and allow ourselves to flow into that, but to ask the question, what does this have for me? What's in it for me that I can shift, that I can grow from? Now, here's a note. Don't fall into the trap of the trio. I put them together, guilt, blame, shame. Because when you start looking at those things, sometimes you fall into, I should have done this, I could have done that. Not that. That's not what I'm talking about. But try to keep grounded in your perspective so that you can get the good. I'm not talking about bypass. I know everything in life, here, this human life, which can be really hard sometimes, has to be great and good. It doesn't. However, we can get what it has for us because I believe our higher self, we came here to this earth plane. I believe that's why we're here, is to grow in spiritual maturity. And the way that we do that is through living life. And we're bound to make mistakes. We're bound to have heartache. We're bound to do some things that we need to change. But how we look at that could be the deal breaker. There is a book that I have that is called The Abundance Project. Anybody heard of that one? Derek Rydell, The Abundance Project. And he says the art of the practice of gratitude looks like this. 4 little points he mentions. We begin with no reason to be grateful. None whatsoever. Just be grateful. And then we find something to be grateful for. And so after that, we grow to be grateful for everything. In his last point, we finally become grateful for no reason. Isn't that great? I just thought that was really cool. He says this gratitude practice becomes an unconditional state of being. Derek Rydell, The Abundance Project. And I can't help but mention, when we do this perspective flipping, then we enact the 5 Gs. If Paul Pursuti was here early this morning helping to reconstruct the room, And he has 5 G's in his signature now on email. One of my talks, I started talking about 5 G's. Anybody remember? You remember 5 G's? What was the first one? Good, great, grand, glorious, gratitude. High five to you. You get an A. When you flip that perspective, then you can operate with your 5 G's. And so the moral of the story is to be thankful for what you've got. They used to have a song called that. There's a song for everything. But anyway, be thankful for what you got and name and claim what you want. And then you can maintain that positive attitude. And for some reason, what came up when I was thinking of this, and check yourself at the door. Have you ever heard that? That means just to make sure that you're following the right path. We need to make sure that we are clean and clear. Okay, so when we talk about life is sweet and let it ride, let it rise, not ride, let it rise. Let it ride, that could work. Let it ride. It's the same with life. I was thinking about, that life is sweet, let it rise. I thought about in abundance. I thought about, how realtors will have you when you're selling a home is to bake some cookies or a cake or a something. So it smells real good in there. And what it smells, sweet, and it smells cozy, it smells like home, and it makes people want to buy, like, oh yeah, I can. That's what it made me think of. And then when I thought of abundance, it's like, oh, abundance, we can, think in terms of that. And we just came from a dance party last week, right? And we were doing line dancing over there. It was like, oh, shoots, if I would have thought of that ahead of time, we could have come up with a good abundance, right? The OCSL abundance. Yes, we want to let our sweetness of life rise up. The way our perspective of life. It doesn't always have to appear to be sweet as in we're bypassing everything that is not sweet. But let's keep it in perspective of what is bad or good, of what is positive or negative. It's all about how we frame it, how we frame it. And it made me think of our perspectives and flow in rivers of water. Like when we're going through tough times, you can think of it as, I give this as a tool sometimes, think of the rough waters, those waves. Let them go crashing out to sea. Think of the calm waters and let the waves go crashing out to sea where Mother Earth can hold them so that we can calm down where we are and see where we need to go from here. Calm waters. And take the path of least resistance. Have radical acceptance. It's critical. I always talk about keep soft knees. I hear G-Mama last week was talking about some soft knees. I just love her, the way she was trying to use our human terms. Isn't that great? Keep soft knees. Why is that? For maximum flexibility. Then you don't get knocked off. Keep soft knees. Okay, beloveds, I think, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's about perspective for me. It's about taking life for where it is and for where you are in it. Not comparing yourself with somebody else. That person over there maybe has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that they're working on, and then you're barely able to come up with one. But you're looking at them and they're 5, feeling and allowing yourself to feel less than. Why is that? No. Deal with yourself and right where you are. I will end with a quote and then we'll take it to prayer. Wayne Dyer. Y'all know Wayne Dyer? Beautiful being. He says, abundance is not something we acquire. It is something that we tune into. Tune into your abundance, because when you do, it will tune into you. And then it will help shift your thinking and take you forward. All right, beloveds, let's take this to prayer as Dylan, our new emeritus practitioner, Dylan McClintock, brings up the prayer box. Practitioners and ministers, please surround the congregation. That includes you, live streamers. Thank you, Kev, in advance for the keys. We stand in gratitude. You know, gratitude and thanksgiving is the 4th step in our 5 steps of treatment. And always I start with gratitude, so that I can move through the other steps. I am grateful that I even have the consciousness to be grateful, that I have blessings, that I woke up, as my grandmother would say, on this side of the veil this morning in my right mind. I was able to put my feet on the floor and stand up, and my limbs were working and moving, and I can see and hear and whatever else is working for me and whatever else is working for you. Be thankful for it. For what we have, it could always be different. It could be worse. Could be better, could be worse, and we know it's getting better and better and better. So we start with the gratitude for this very moment, the gratitude that we can be here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living together this day, this beautiful Sunday, praying together, knowing the truth for each other, for ourselves, for the world. Praise God for that. Praising that high eminence, that divine presence, that divine and ultimate supreme magnificence that is eternal, that is forever expressing its creative nature through all of its creations. And we are its creation. We are each blessings to the world, or else we wouldn't even be here. Just as we are special and needed in our uniquenesses. And as we come together with our uniquenesses and our specialness, we make this beloved community here together where we are living life and moving through the best that we can and reminding each other to stay in principle and practice. And then we get there. We're able to move through it. I bless every prayer request in the box that Practitioner Emeritus Dylan McClintock holds, knowing that God is the request and the answer. The answer is already provided for each and every one, whatever it may be. Blessing our nonprofit partner this month that we just heard from its representative, Leslie. The Singing Mural Project, how beautiful it is that they are able to bring art and creation and intention into their murals, blessing all their work, knowing they have the resources that they need. We bless our earth with health, healing, wholeness, well-being, harmony, peace, and everything else that is needed in the midst and in the face of the wars that are going on. The natural disasters that are going on, this national election that is going on, and any election that is going on across the world, illness, homelessness, whatever it may be, we claim that God is all. And if we believe that, then we know that right where the needs are, God is in its abundance, and that those who are affected are provided for and held. We bless our Mother Earth, giving thanks for all her abundance and her unconditional love, and for giving to us and supplying for us, nurturing us in everything that we think, say, and do, knowing her right and perfect healing and restoration, and knowing the divine truth about Earth and all of her resources. Praise God for that. And so we bless the Ministry of Prayer List, The practitioners, we stand in high consciousness, as all of us do, to know the truth about these beloveds, the names for whom I speak out loud. Knowing health, healing, wholeness, and well-being for George Carter, the brother of our beloved Reverend Jerry Carter. Knowing that right where he is, God is operating right at the center of his being. Knowing the same for Miss Rita Cotton and her daughter Peggy, whom is our beloved as well. Knowing the same for our beloved Doug Myers and Joe. Knowing and lifting them in love and well-being and health, healing, and wholeness. Knowing for our beloved Reverend Ike Param and Joyce, and our Miss Grady Nobles, and our Miss Lita De Seville and Miss Lupe Capenda, knowing for all of these beloveds that health, healing, wholeness, well-being, divine right activity, divine right action is theirs right now. Praise God for this. Blessing Julia Marie Green, who has transitioned and knowing peace and comfort for her daughters and for all of her grandchildren, knowing that the angels and the ancestors greet her warmly on the other side. And so now, beloveds, this is the time to lift your voice into this prayer so that we are co-creating it, saying your name out loud and the names of anyone, anything for whom you are praying. Knowing health, healing, wholeness, well-being, divine right activity. Knowing that we are all held and loved by the beloved, the divine beloved, and that we are beloveds of the beloved. Knowing truth, knowing love, knowing divine activity is the order of the service right now. Take a breath on that, beloveds. Breathing in the truth and the life and the love and the completion of this prayer. As we collectively release it together, we send it forth like those heart emojis that we did earlier. We lift this prayer up and give it over into the divine activity of love and law, knowing that it is activated, it is received, it is made manifest holy and holy, and showers us with blessings, miracles that abound, that are everyday, ordinary, miracle-working power of God. We give thanks for this with so much gratitude. We let it be, and we let it be well, and together we say what? And so it is. Yes. Praise God. Amen. Blessed be. Thank you so much. And now our beloved Jerry is going to come talk to us.
Happy Sunday. What a perfect talk for today, for abundance, for the beauty of our spiritual center and the gifts that we receive by simply just being here and hearing our divine Reverend Sunshine Michelle just give us so many little gems to use to bring forth more abundance in our lives. And part of that, I loved your abundance story, and it's so true. We need and should always recognize whatever it is that is coming to us and be in gratitude for it. Because the more that we give, the more that we receive. And we know that she too is a giver. And so I just think there's probably a lot more checks coming your way. And I think we should all be open to that. So let's just flip the switch right now and say, this is an abundant universe. And God wants me to live my life more abundantly. Wants me to live my life more abundantly. And that is the absolute truth. Absolute truth. So you will be seeing me for a few more Sundays here talking about our annual pledge program. And this year I'm upping my pledge, and I hope that each of you will join me because Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is such a special, unique place where we get spiritually fed in so many ways, whether we're here in a Sunday service where we truly get spiritually fed, whether we're just walking the grounds and looking at the beauty of the grounds and blessing the abundance that surrounds us in nature. So I'm here because I think it's really important that we really consider what is ours to give and consider upping it a bit, because actually, I don't have the statistics because I wasn't sure I was even going to be here this morning, but because I was at Highland Hospital to visit my brother that is on the prayer list, and I even had a little abundance story from that. I got in. They took him into a procedure, so I never got to see him. I'll see him later. But I left and I didn't have to pay for parking. So there you go. So just the simplest things are important for us to recognize. So I just, I'm grateful for all that we give, and I know that we can give a little bit more. It will make a huge difference in our lives for sure, because it's really about the givingness that we give and what it brings forth to us. So it's a cyclical circle of abundance that's always present. So I encourage you to think about the pledge this year. We have stickers for our pledge poster, Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. And I don't have those stickers today, but I still have the star stickers, so I think we could throw a few stars up in the sky for anyone who's turned their card in. So I'll be standing over there. If you've turned your card in already, come and see me, and we'll put a sticker up on the poster to get it going, okay? Let's see. What else can I say about this? Oh, I've asked for some testimonials, and Reverend Sunshine gave us a beautiful testimonial. I don't see Cheryl Archer. I know she has one. Oh, there she is. Cheryl, can you come up for a moment? And I know Reverend Catherine has one. If you'd like to. She said to me last week, I have an abundance story that I'd like to share. And this is all about how we open ourselves up to the givingness of life. And so, Cheryl, come on up for a moment. You're going to briefly give us a share. Oh, okay. You know what? Is this not a safe place to be public? Yes. Okay.
It's up to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put
No,
you on the spot.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm not shy.
Okay.
So, do y'all remember the pandemic? And do you remember what that did to small business owners? Well, I'm a small business owner. And so during the pandemic, I saw my regular income just plummet to 50%. And I thought, oh my God, I have a mortgage, I have a granddaughter that I'm raising, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And then in October of 2020, I got a phone call from the senior buyer of Trader Joe's. You know those folks? And they said, well, we, like many big corporations, are trying to do a better job of engaging minority suppliers. And I thought to myself, I don't remember ever marketing to Trader Joe's. I don't remember ever being on their radar. I just happened to be certified, and he was in Boston. And he said, well, we're looking to do a little bit more regionally. Do you think you could look at this price list and see what you can do? And that's kind of code for match that or we're done. And initially I looked at some of the pricing and I thought, well, I don't know if I can do this. But you know what? I prayed. Do you know I won that business? I am the national provider for Trader Joe's signage throughout the nation. There are 5. There are currently 570 stores, and Rob announced to me recently that This year, they would be growing 27 stores, and next year, 55 more.
It works in large scale and small scale. That's why it's important for us to recognize all the opportunities that we receive and to share them, because now Cheryl has just reactivated that experience with us. So, Catherine, here's my pledge. Oh, okay, you get a star.
All right.
Where do you want it? Right there.
I've never told this story to anybody. I started working, I guess, when I was 20, 21 years old, and I worked really hard because my life had not gone the way I thought it would, and I thought, well, I'll work my way through it. Anyway, and so, but I moved from state to state and place to place and didn't really think much about the time about how what I was earning and all that fun stuff was going to do anything for me. I didn't think ahead. This is before I knew religious science. So a few years ago, I get a letter from an old employer asking, are you Catherine Sachs, and did you work for, and where do you live? So I returned to going, yeah. Because I'd been retired for a while then, you know, and I hit a certain age, I guess, I don't know. And I got a letter and I got a check for retirement benefits that I didn't know I had, and it was $360,000. I can't tell you how much I cried in total gratitude and total surprise and shock and awe. And ever since then, I always believed in our principles of abundance, but I had never expected it to come up and hit me on the head like that. And since then, though, my ability to be grateful for what is and what isn't and all of it, it grew. And since then, it doesn't seem to matter what expenses, unexpected, show up. At the end of each month, the money is still there. And I don't know how it works. But remember, I always say, if you want to be rich, be generous. Generosity is just my principle now, and it doesn't seem to matter how much I give. It just keeps coming back, and that's what it's all about. And thank you for hearing this story that I never shared, because I was embarrassed. Isn't that interesting? Because I thought, how could I have so much? And it made me feel like I wanted to, I don't know. But I had to face that fear to tell you that this happened, and it does happen, and it can happen. Thank you. That's it.
And I'm going to give you a star to put on. You can put the very first star on the poster.
Oh, cool.
Put it up in the sky. Will do. Okay, so see how it works, Judith. Okay, a little one. Come on. Okay. After all, the title today is abundance. So we're rising higher, right? But we need to have those roots to rise higher. So.
Right. So we've just heard two stories of really huge, abundance coming in. Mine is a little one, but it doesn't matter if it's big or if it's little. So I have had a series of health things coming up and visits to the ER a couple times, and I have a copay. I don't really pay too much attention. I know I have good insurance, and sometimes I have to pay a copay. So one of them, I had a copay of $275, and I just thought, okay, I'm just going to pay it, and I did pay it. And then I get all this junk mail. I get all this mail and I toss a lot of it, and one was from my insurance company, and I didn't really know what it was or care what it was, but I opened the envelope and it was a check for $275. So the insurance company reimbursed me because apparently I didn't know the money. And it was just a total surprise to get that. And I immediately deposited it. And then this week I had an ER visit, and I had a copay that I just paid. It was $120. And then I looked at the details of the bill online, and I thought, oh, $120 is fine. It's not a big deal. The bill for the ER visit was like $2,200, and my portion was $120. And I just felt so grateful that I was totally taken care of. I received good care. Everything's fine. And I just paid $120.
Thank you so much, Judith. So it's not always what we receive in our hand, but it's what we receive as a result of the service or care that we've been given. So I thank you all for your givingness of spirit and for your givingness today, as we are going to hold our if you're a pledger, you'll hold your pledge card to your heart or your gift to your heart. If it's cash or a check, whatever, that's going in the basket today for this year. And let me just remind you that next year's pledge campaign is to help support our budget for next year, but we really appreciate all that you give and all that you do. So now we're going to recite our affirmation together with vigor. Joyously, I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive, and so it is. Okay.
Hey, you feeling abundant? Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you go back to your seat, just keep standing. If you want more love, give love. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more, give. If you want more, then give. If you want more money, then give money. If you want more time, then give your time. If you want more friends, then be a friend. If you want more, then give. If you want more, then give. When you give, you receive. It's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. Oh, if you want to see change, then be a change. If you want more truth, then tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. If you want more, then give. If you want more, then give. When you receive, it's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. If you want more love, give love. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace.
time for Omega Ray and Kev Choice. Thank you so much for bringing the spirit through music. Thank you to everybody who participated in making this service happen. It can't happen without the volunteers. We've got our AV team. Thank you so much. We have our practitioners who hold the consciousness for our congregation. We have Reverend Sunshine. Thank you so much for sharing your message today. And anybody else who has contributed to the service. And then, of course, to all of you for coming today, to opening your hearts and your minds and allowing the Spirit to connect all of us in community. If you're visiting us for the first time, please be sure to get your packet. If it's out in the foyer, if you haven't gotten one yet. And of course, you're not a stranger, so come on back. We look forward to seeing you. Also, too, available after service are the practitioners that you saw around the congregation. They're available in the back to provide a 3-minute miracle, as Dorothy says. We love to pray. So asking us to pray is the best thing you could ever ask us to do. So please come on in the back and ask us to pray. We would be more than welcome to do so. Also, too, some practitioners offer spiritual coaching sessions. Please check the website or the foyer in the social hall. There's the contact information for the different practitioners. And also, too, you can request prayer through the Ministry of Prayer box, which is in the back of the sanctuary, and that Dylan, Emeritus Practitioner, brought up today. And then also you can submit prayers on the website. And that's it for all the announcements. And now let's do our closing affirmation. If you would like to stand with me. The sweet bread of life is rising all around us. Every morsel of life serves our greater and higher good, whether as challenges or as joys. We savor each moment and everything it has to offer. The abundance of life is in full manifestation now. And so it is. Everybody do the abundance. Woo!
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure lie within you. Guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you. Guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Happy Sunday. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.